Hi everybody, welcome to the new show on YouTube, the newest show on YouTube. It's just fresh out the oven. I'm your host, the host. No need for names. Who cares about that? It's more important your essence, who you are, your ideas, your actions as well, a little bit, your intentions. That makes you in a way. Talking about first entries, premieres and whatnot. First impressions. What do you think about them? Personally, I'm not a big fan of first impressions because, and I don't like the pressure that entails these first impressions. All right, I think people should chill the fuck out. Give it time. If you judge a person by the first time you're with them, you meet them, I mean, it's a bit rash, right? So maybe let's take the pressure off first impressions, huh? What do you think? I don't like them. I don't like first impressions. I like to chill. I would like you to focus more in what I contribute to the conversation instead of I don't like how this guy is dressed. You know what I mean? I also don't think how we dress should be that important. I know we got our egos and we like to look cool and whatnot. Yeah, it has its moments, its times and whatever. But most of the times, just let's try not focus on that. Focus on other things. But yeah, I don't like first impressions. I don't like the pressure that sometimes people, it's gonna first time, you gotta look a certain way, right? It's a little bit, first impressions are a little bit, it's weird, should not be, all right? If we aim for higher values, should not be. But again, this capitalist world, consumer world, it seems to move towards a more shallow way of being, right? With all this plastic surgery, all these thoughts on Instagram and TikTok and all the OnlyFans and whatnot. So even culture itself, art, talking about cinema, it seems to be very weak these days. At least the mainstream, what the mainstream is producing is getting weaker, and I think it shows not only in terms of revenue but in terms of the art itself. More and more you see the agenda, you see it's a fabricated product, not a piece of art, not an idea that you want to share, a story you want to tell. And talking about that, I was just watching. I just watched a video by The Critical Drinker. In case you guys know, it's a nice page on YouTube as well. Shout out to The Drinker. Actually, it's an interesting page because I'm also a little bit of obsessive and addictive. I do have these sort of behaviors, and I started watching his back catalog. So I went back years and whatever, and it was really interesting to get to know the page and the persona there. I also got to be acquainted to, for instance, Mahler and the Little Platoon, and all those guys that do streams with him. It's a nice bunch. It's interesting to hear them talking about movies and their observations about the industry and the platform, like the cinema. And also, I learned a little bit in terms of analyzing a movie, or like sometimes something is not right or you don't like it as much, and then these guys break it down, and it's interesting to hear the breakdowns I think Mahler and the Little Platoon, those guys like do like 4-hour videos and shit. Dude, that's crazy. One time, I click on one of those videos from them just to get a sample of what they were saying, and it's very interesting. They really go in depth, and shout out to all those guys. And in this video of the critical drinker, they were talking about the new movie Grogu and the Mandalorian and all that nonsense, and it's crazy. The numbers, they were talking about the numbers, the views, the likes, and the comments, and it really seems that the industry is kind of living in a bubble, right? I'll give you an example. They also talked about this, like I think Jon Favreau's kids mentioned something. You should put this and that in the movie, and probably Jon Favreau did it. This is like, I'm not sure if it's a joke, but they mentioned this, and it comes to no surprise, especially if you are around a certain environment, certain people with more resources. You know what I mean? And from my observation is that there's not necessary merit in those what's the word I want, in those environments. Okay, there's a lot of patronizing, a lot of pandering. You get the applause either way. People get excited for you. There's not like an objective sort of quality or something like that. It's just, you want to do this? Okay. We have the resources, we have the space, the influence to allow you to do something or to use an X amount of resources. So just do it. It'll be fine, boo-boo child. Go get it. Go queen, whatever the fuck. And since they own these spaces, these environments, it's all for them, right? It's like it's like a gated community. It's literally what it is, and they're expanding. Gentrification is sort of a symptom of that, and so Hollywood in mainstream, it's exactly or very similar to some of those environments. All right. It's like a bubble. They live in their own echo chamber, except the rest of us are looking at that echo chamber and following it and sort of admiring it, idolizing it in a way, which is, bro, what the fuck are we doing? You should be idolizing yourself. You know? You can do it. I'll give you an example. For instance, the drinker, they talk a lot about Star Wars. They might be... I'm guessing they're huge Star Wars fans. I'm not, but I'm acquainted with I watched the prequels, I watched the originals, and I watched the sequels, the disastrous sequels they made recently. Not gonna lie, it was a little bit of a CUDA. I went to watch because let's watch. It's a new production. Let's see what they have. Everybody's watching. Also, there's all these people getting back. It caught my attention. But again, I'm not the only one. I bet they caught a lot of people with those tropes. You know, like bringing back the member berries. Basically, it's what it is. You might have noticed some influences already. South Park, Crystalia, congratulations, shout out. I'm a big supporter of the show. Really like the Congratulations podcast. Might be my favorite one. Shout out to those. Trey Parker, Matt Stone as well. South Park is one of the great animation or series shows that's still on. Really cool stuff. And I lost my train of thought. Here we go. Starting off nice. First episode. I don't have notes. Maybe I should have brought my notes. But again, I'll continue my rant about this closed gate communities, right? And these communities, they love to talk about community, huh? Don't they? And they talk about it like, yeah, let's conglomerate people, huh? Let's join more people. It's for everybody. Hey, I disagree with you. You're not okay. You can leave. All smiles. Nobody ever's like pissed off and work things out. It's always with the smiles. The politics are always, and the backstabbings are always with smiles, the throwing under the buses, but with the smile, which is so much cooler than poor people do. Poor people, you guys, we just get mad at each other, and we shoot each other, stab each other, rob each other, all right? And these guys living the life, all right? I don't have an agenda here, by the way, just my observations. As soon as they start changing, I'll start seeing things differently, and I'll speak about it differently. But that's how I see the mainstream, the mainstream stuff. Yeah, it's basically their own bubble. They're doing it for themselves while indoctrinating a lot of people, especially the young people. Some of y'all, some of us, we don't know better. We need time. It's like a child believing in wrestling, that's not like theatrics, that's not drama, but it's drama. It's a very athletic drama, but it's drama, it's theater, right? But the news, movies, a lot of shows, it's those people. So when you think, how can they do this, how can they produce such shitty content? Well, I have two ideas. One of them is to stupefy, right? Another reference for that as Harry Potter. Stupefy the population, make us more stupid, more dumb, right? As you lower the bar, you go for the lowest common denominator. A lot of sex. That's the worst. That's might be the worst. Also, bad information, violence, fear. That's more on the news, right? But in terms of culture, movies is like, come on, guys. You can write a fucking script, a decent script, huh? I know people that can, and they're not famous. So where's your merit in being there, right? They have these quotas. You need to fill in just cause. That's not all right. That's not quality, because if you're there because you fill in a box, all right, guys. And also nepotism. They know each other. It's about relationships. It's about who you know, who you like. This guy, I like this guy. He does what I tell him. He kind of polishes my shoes, kisses my ass. You know what I mean? Yeah, I like this guy. We keep this guy, this person, whoever. So a part of being so this is what makes the mainstream. The C factor, which is not C but the P factor, politics, right? Or the F for family, for acquaintances, whatever. So it's that, right? We're going to work with the people we like and we know, regardless of who can actually produce something good, with quality. And the other is, hey, this is for these dumb fuck poor people, right? They're still fighting each other over skin color and over clothes colors, meaning clubs and whatnot. Imagine if the people, the hooligans and the ultras of the football and sports world in general, imagine if they got together and actually, because this is a culture that likes fighting, right? They fight each other and they call out names and this and that. What if these guys, instead of fighting each other like dumb fucks they are, and I know a few, what if they banded together and started fighting politics and CEOs and bankers and all? Contribute with something. Think about what you're doing. You're talking about the guy from Chelsea or whatever the fuck is your enemy because you're a Manchester City or a Manchester United fan? Huh? Do you pay taxes, bro? Can you afford your rent? These guys, man. Have you guys heard the ID, digital ID in the UK? Hey. WEF Agenda 2030 is coming our way. Shit. And then people say we're crazy. The people that outside, you know, the people in the peripherals, they like to call them whatever. These people conspiracy theorists. Okay, dude. All right. No need to go all that. That's another thing. We like to brand stuff. We always put labels. It's not like, oh, this person has this opinion. No, you have to put them in a box. All right. I've been ranting for a little bit. Not gonna lie, it's a bit chaotic. This is what this is about. I'm sorry if you have no, I'm not sorry actually, but you might have some troubles keeping up. And also, I might need to work on my delivery, which is all good. We live and we learn. Right now, I'm listening to a cozy playlist from the Neon Whisker Jazz YouTube account. Yeah, I'm those guys. I like to listen to music on YouTube, all right? Because I have the Brave browser, which cuts off commercials and publicity and whatnot, so I can just boom, 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 you know, pump that shit. I can just hear my music with no interference. And this is a relaxing reflection session, lo-fi, neo soul, jazz, funk playlist. Yeah, nice music. You may notice as well that you might hear some noise in the background. I have the window open in my studio. I like to be. I'm not a fan of the sterile environment. I would like to have some music, but copyrights and whatnot. So I'm listening to the music instead of playing it and the microphone capture it, and then this is a whole system. But it's a sunny day. Today is May 16th. First recording, first impressions. I don't care about that, but you can tell me what you think about first impressions. Yes, the only thing I'm going to ask you guys is to comment. Let's get into a conversation. I would like to interact with you guys. That's the main point. Share ideas. Maybe if you need some advice, maybe I can give it to you, because I'm a very knowledgeable person. All right. You have no idea. We'll find out. I have all sorts of PhDs, because that's the standard, right? That's what says this person is smart or not, or knowledgeable or not. What else? I thought about this. This week, which is, I saw a video of a guy talking about a person doing blackface. So he was talking about the Robert Downey Jr. role in Tropic Thunder. He was like, okay, this is the only, pardon me, this is the only time, or this is one of the times that I can't or couldn't get mad at a person doing blackface. But we should lean into this issue, the blackface issue. To me, that's a fake issue. It's a fake problem. If people want to be bad, want to hurt you, they will hurt you. If a person is a racist and is a bully, that person will be racist and bully. Okay. It's not me saying any words or painting my face black or brown or whatever the fuck, because it's ridiculous. You can paint yourself green, white, any color, but if you brown yourself to emulate somebody, let's say you want to dress up like Bob Marley and you're in a carnival or a Halloween party or a costume party, whatever, and you want to dress up like that person, You admire that person. You love the culture. And you cannot do that. That's like, it basically gives a black person, a brown person, the right to beat your ass. And y'all should think about this. I don't think that makes sense. I think it's ridiculous. You're just acting childish, and you're acting like a beast, like a mindless being, right? Which many of us are. Okay, I might be part of it as well, but I try. And the brown community should be thinking about that. If it makes sense to be mad just because someone is dressing as someone else in a funny, loving way, right? Because I also thought about this. When you do comedy, you usually do it out of love, right? I try to divide things in, let's say, in a duality. You have love and you have hate, okay? Black and white, or female and male. Let's say you have these two things. You either love or you hate. You have these two vibrations, or love and fear. I actually prefer love and fear for some reason. When you're making fun of someone and you're laughing with other people, usually it's love, right? You mean well. Sometimes the jokes or what you're saying might be a little bit offensive, but that is a symptom of the environment that you grew in. Okay. Again, I'll say it again. We have a lot of labels. We try to put everything in a box, right? For instance, to all the woke feminist trends and LGBTs and whatever the fuck, instead of forcing your way into the pronouns, them and Eloi, whatever the fuck you want to call yourself, which is fine, just don't force on other people and feel offended, okay? You can be offended, but just be offended. Don't be mad at other people because you feel offended, because I thought you were a man and I treated you as a man with the word he or his or him. But that's not the point. The point is, instead of fighting that and representation in the movies, whatever the fuck, here's a more important issue that you guys could fight. Stores, clothing stores. I'm not sure, this usually comes from America, all this buffoonery and nonsense. But in my country, we do have some wokes. Why don't you start with the clothing stores? Why don't we just have clothing with different sizes? How about that? What do you guys think? Start with the clothing stores. We have the kids' corner, the girls' corner, and the boys' corner. Or men, women, and kids, whatever. Why? Just have it all up in there. No kids, no females, no males. Just clothes. And pictures spread out if you want to show some pictures of people dressing your clothes. But don't have them like only boys here, only women there, only kids. No, spread them throughout the store. That would be more interesting. Now, that I could support. That would get my vote. Think about it. If it's not ridiculous, all this nonsense we're doing, instead of, hey, we can start here. Let's make all bathrooms mixed. No urinals. That's another ridiculous stuff. The amount of bathrooms, I work in a place where I work with kids as well. And one of the bathrooms for these kids, the urinal is visible from the outside. So if you're passing by and you look inside, you can see a kid peeing, right? And if he doesn't close the door. And this is not, you have like two doors, right? You have the door for that space where you wash your hands, you have the urinal, and then there's another door for the toilet. Just make big bathrooms, right? Join them, and you all only have stalls, closed off stalls, right? Just do that. Now you want to create another bathroom for. Come on, guys. The fuck? That's not cool. That's not how you try to change things. Do you know what that sounds? That sounds, and it feels spoiled. You're spoiled children in semi-adult bodies or even adult bodies. Right? Think about it. Stores. I would start with stores. Not adding bathrooms, but just mixing it all up, baby. Just mix it up. Make better bathrooms. Why bathrooms fucking suck most of the times? Usually that's how I assess a good establishment. It's the care that you give your customer by caring about your bathrooms. And this is very important. If you go to a place where the bathroom is fine, cool, nice, then you have my vote. That's a good establishment. They may fuck up the food sometimes and whatnot. Hey, but at least they're trying. Okay, so back to the brown issue. So this is a problem if a person wears a black face, which should not be. It's ridiculous. You feel offended. Oh, that person has a brown paint in their face. It's ridiculous. I think humans are, in essence, although we have genetics, I think the most important factor is environment. Environment shapes behavior. But I think we are loving creatures. Our essence is to be loving and playful. All right? So have this in mind. This is what I think is the standard. It's the baseline. Is being loving and playful. Right? So let the person do that. It's ridiculous. I can't dress up like Bob Marley. I can dress up as Michael Jackson after the stuff, you know what I mean? After the surgeries and I don't know what that craziness was about. So it's actually something I would really like to understand, but also doesn't matter. And the other thing about the brownies is that you can't say the N-word. What the fuck? You guys keep saying it. You even say it to people that aren't. Allegedly, alright? Because to me, to say the N-word is not referring specifically to a brown person. I prefer the brown than black. Okay, guys? I know it may sound a bit odd to you, but I prefer to say brown. We are all different shades of brown. Or better yet, we are all different shades of wheat. It's one of the smartest lines I heard, yeah. And then I went to check the wheat colors, and it's actually, very accurate. But yeah, the N-word to me, it's not just for brown people, okay? Even you guys use it to describe, sorry, I think I hit the mic stand. So if you guys use it and you say, we're taking power away from the oppressor, okay, but don't feel oppressed when I say it, if I say it, because I mean no harm. Again, if a person wants to be a racist, if a person wants to be a bully, if the person wants to be mean, this person will be in probably, depending on the environment, not as open as someone just singing a song and saying the N-word. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and you're fighting the wrong enemy. You guys that they get all riled up because someone said the N-word or have their face painted brown. Okay? It's ridiculous. Also, maybe you shouldn't say it. I don't mind. I think intentions are really what's important. The intention that you say something. But some might argue. Some might argue that no, the actual word itself brings forth some energy. Okay, everything is energy. We all know atoms and whatnot. We are made of energy, various forms of energy. So some would argue that no, if you say a word, you're manifesting that because there's maybe an agreement of what it means, like a universal agreement, or because let's say if a lot of people on Earth think a certain word means something, then that word gains that power, something like that. But yeah, man, cut the bullshit. I think that's part of. I think that's again. Doubt everything, question everything. Is it also a tool for division amongst the people? Because to all my brown folks, you're not the only ones oppressed, okay, guys? That have been oppressed and in some cases are still oppressed. We are all oppressed. The only war that's going on right now, the only war is the class war, okay? There's no race war or cultural. There is a cultural war that's part of the class war, maybe, in part of the control systems. But stop leaning into that. We are brothers. We are brothers. We need to understand that. We are brothers and sisters, all of us. And if you are a religious person, think about that. Adam and Eve are equals. Right? They're brothers. That's why I have this idea. I have this suspicion that the church didn't like sex and had all these problems with it because Adam and Eve were brothers, were siblings, and they had sex. And the church, I think this church understands this. So the conservative part of them, I also think things lean into another aspect of it. But one of them, I think I would say, is these guys are siblings and they're having sex. Because yes, that's how animals sometimes have. I'm not saying to let's go do it. No. Okay. But I'm saying maybe the issue with the church in the beginning or during that period, and still is for the conservatives, I would say, I think that's an aspect of it. Because they are siblings. Probably twins. Yeah. That's it. Adam and Eve are siblings, and the church doesn't like people having sex because of that. Yeah. Actually, they say the most, or I don't know. I haven't studied enough. I haven't spoken with enough people. But hey, you guys can tell me, right? So we are born from sin. How can you be born from sin? Because brothers, siblings. Okay? Also, I'm not versed in the Bible, but if the world started, obviously I don't agree with this, but it's just for conversation purposes. So if the world started with these two guys, Adam and Eve, and from them the whole human species came about, so there was a lot of inbreeding, right? All of us are inbred. Okay? Are you Christian? Are you one of those Christians that don't like gays and don't like sex? Think it's sinful? Huh? Can you hear me? You understand now? We're all inbreds, if you believe that shit. If you don't believe in the Big Bang Theory, the evolution of species, it's not just competition, right? It's not just competition that drives evolution. It's also cooperation. And maybe cooperation is a more important and a bigger factor for that development and that evolution. Okay? Sometimes I hear these people talking about, it's competition, it's part of life. Competition is good. Evolves and creates. No. Competition is not necessarily good. I mean, it's just part of it. Okay, it's not good nor bad. There is competition, and there is cooperation. It's kind of a duality again, competition versus cooperation. I think cooperation will get you further than competition. And cooperation might be actually more successful. Okay? Think about it. Let me know what you guys think. I won't read it. I don't know how long it has been, but I think it's been fun. How many minutes? Half hour, sort of. Yeah, I think we got a good episode. A lot of stuff, guys. If you start like interacting, commenting, that would be fun. Sort of gives me a guideline for the show. This is our show, my babies. This is real democracy. This is what democracy is like. It's me and you having a conversation, right? You being part of the decision. So this show is a little bit like that. It's our show, okay? You have a saying in this show. I will give shout outs. I will read your comments, answer your questions. If you need advice, ask me. You know I'm the shit. I'm not this is a disclaimer. I'm not some therapist, okay? This is just informal sessions, not a formal. If you need like medication and whatnot, if you have a broken arm, like go see a specialist, the person that studied that. But you know what I mean. If you have some questions, bring me your questions, not advice. If this way, there's no problems. Just questions. Ask me questions, and we'll do it. Okay. I would like to finish this off with what's the name of this shit? Conundrum? No, a dilemma. I think it's a dilemma. Yeah. Oh. You guys know I actually like that song from Nelly. Dilemma. Such a classic from the early 2000s. All right, shout out to all my 90s kids. Where you at? Okay, so this is the dilemma. Give me some time. Let me read it. All right, so guys, here we go. Dilemmas for that ass. What would you rather? Live in the best house of the worst neighborhood, or live in the worst house of the best neighborhood? And this finishes the show. See you guys next time. Take care of yourselves. Be grateful, man. Try to be grateful for the things you have, for the life you have. Sometimes it's not easy sometimes, but hang in there. And peace.